Hello basketball coaches and basketball players, my name is Alan from Basketball Coach Alan, and today I'm going to show you some of my top 5 basketball team defense drills. So hello everyone, my name is Alan from Basketball Coach Alan and AlsBasketballTraining.ca, and welcome to today's video. Basically, on this channel I show you basketball plays, drills, and skills. So if you like that stuff, hit that like button and subscribe. But anyways, today what I'm going to show you is some of my top 5 basketball team defense drills. So let's get down to the clipboard and let's check out these drills. Okay, so here we have defense and offense. Offense being in red. So what we will have is these two players trying to get open so that the coach, who's in a referee's uniform, has to try and get the ball to them. They have to be open. If they are not open and the coach cannot pass to them, that's over. They only have 5 seconds to get open, and then it's the next player's turns. So basically, V-cut is the easiest way to get open. Let's say one of them gets it. Basically, now what you want to teach your team, for one, is help defense. So help defense is obviously you want this player to force player 5 down towards the middle of the key instead of allowing him to go baseline. The reason for this is, well, it's easier to stop a team that way. Anyways, so he's going to be forcing that player towards the middle. There's going to be help defense. Player 1 has to look to go baseline. This is what you want. If he's going to the elbow, that's also another option as well, but you do not want him standing still doing nothing. Now, of course, this is a defense drill. So what you would want to happen is either player 5 to drop off because player 4 has cut him off, or player 4 needs to get down there to cut off player 1 quickly. However, basically this is 2-on-2. They only have one shot to score, and you got to teach them basics, like allowing the player to drive towards the key and not baseline. That's bad. And other things like how to play help defense. So players over here, your offensive players over here doing nothing, you need to be 1 foot inside of the key so that in case player 5 drives, you can cut him off. And at the same time, offensively, teach the offensive player without the ball to move without the ball and cut towards the rim or elbow or something to get open. Now this next drill is what we call a 4-on-4 shell drill. So basically, again, teaching the opposing team how to play, or both teams I should say, how to play help defense. Now with the ball up here, what you need to explain to your players is obviously player 5 is going to be guarding out there. Player 1 is going to be one big step away, and that way there's still help defense in case player 5, well, he drives. Player 4 is again one big step away because he's 1 pass away, and player 3 is 2 big steps or even 3 big steps away from his man because he is either 2 or 3 passes away. In this case, he's 2 big steps away. Again, you also have to teach player 3 to be watching his man as well as the man with the ball. The reason for that is if he's only watching the man with the ball, especially at the older age groups, player 3 can then cut back door, and that's going to be a quick, easy layup, and at the older age groups, an easy dunk. Now, what I would tell the offensive players here is to obviously allow them to play offense in a term where if player 3 is really cheating or if he's really paying attention, tell player 3 to cut back door and see what happens. See how much player 3 is paying attention, because if they are not showing or trying hard on offense to teach the defense how to play defense, if the offense is not playing hard, how is the defense ever going to learn? So make sure that they play hard that way. Now again, if the ball is down in this corner, the same would go for this corner. Player 3 still might want to go a little bit closer to the baseline. That way he can keep an eye on both of these players. And player 1 is right on him. Player 5 is 1 big step away because he's 1 pass away. Player 4 is 2 big steps away because, well, he is 2 passes away. This way we have the key covered for 1, and we have passes around the key, or even skip passes across the key, covered with players 5, 4, and 3. Now what I would do with this drill is just have the red players, the offensive guys, just pass the ball around, try and, if there's a player who's cheating, or if they're just not really paying attention, player 3 backdoor again. Or if something like this happens where player 4 just turns his whole body and just looks at player 4, player 1 can cut and get open. Make sure that the offense plays hard, because the harder they play, the faster the defense will learn. Now in this third basketball drill, what we will have is player 4 acting like he is using player 1 as a screen. Player 1 is going to be setting a screen. Player 4 is then going to pop out after that screen. He's going to pop out to this wing. The coach in the referee's uniform, he's going to pass player 4 the ball. After player 1 sets that screen, he is going to roll and play defense on player 1. So as soon as player 4 rubs player 1's shoulder, they're both going to turn and run and play defense. Player 1 is going to be trying to play deny defense, which is playing in behind player 4 with his arm out in front so that the coach cannot pass him the ball. Now what we want player 4 to do in this case is have his hand out in an area where he can get the ball. With taller players maybe up higher, with shorter players down lower, the coach can then bounce pass or lob pass it into him. That way, now player 4 has to do a quick one dribble move, left or right baseline or towards the key on player 1. Player 1, he's the defense. This is what these drills are for. We want him, even though it's still one-on-one, we want him to take away that baseline and force player 4 to go into the key. That way, we can get help defense, obviously, in real life, not in this drill as it's only one-on-one. Now in our fourth drill, this is going to be a 3-on-2 shell drill. And what we are wanting is player 1, 4, and 3 red to pass the ball in between each other. And what we will want the defense, the 2 players inside the key, to do. This, for one, is of course a great drill to teach help defense, but also how to defend the paint and the key in the net from getting scored on when there's a 3-on-2 situation. And also for the defense, this is a fantastic cardio drill. Basically, what we will have is player 4 passing to player 1, just as an example. Because player 1 is guarding player 4, what we will have is now player 3 needs to pop out and player 1 needs to pop down. He needs to keep his eye on both player 4 and 3. However, because he is guarding the key, he can't be too far up to guard player 4 like he would normally be, one big step away, because he's only one big pass away, because that would leave the back door open. This is the back door because it's the opposite side of the court, but they would leave the back door open for player 3 to get a layup. And of course, offense always has to play hard, so player 1 needs to watch both of these players. What we want the offense to do is to pass the ball back and forth quick enough to make the defense make a mistake. That way they can do stuff like that, backdoor cuts and things like that. So player 1 is going to pass back up to player 4. Player 1 is going to pop up. Player 3 is going to drop down, pass over, drop, and then pass, pop, drop. Just like that. Now, if he fakes one way, player 3 pops out, that could leave the backdoor cut or the cut open to player 3. So make sure that, especially at the older age groups, that they do ball fakes. That way, they can get the defense off their feet. And in our fifth and final drill, what we will have is a total 5-on-5 game half court. Essentially, it's a game. That's what I like to call it. I like to finish off our practices with these, or at least most of the practices. The reason for that is now we have 5-on-5. However, I want both teams to run to half court touch the line and run back. Now, I want the blue team, their offense in this case, I want them to set up their offense, and I want the red team to set up their defense as fast as possible, whether it be man-to-man, whether it be a zone defense, anything, whatever you're playing, I want them to set up as quickly as possible. You could also do this with 2 circles. You can have an inner circle of red players, an inner circle of blue players running this way, red players running that way, and then they have to go and touch half court. It's up to you. There's 2 different ways of running this drill. However, it is fantastic for cardio, quickly thinking on their feet as well, and of course running your defense and your offense. Anyways, I hope that these basketball drills help your team defend much better. If they do, leave a comment below. Let us know how they work for you. Anyways, I hope that you have enjoyed. Go check out my Patreon page. It's in the link in the description below. It will help me train and help you much better. Basically, what that link is for is so that I can save up and get enough money to create make my own indoor basketball court, so I can make better videos for training as well as train even more players. Anyways, until next time, which is tomorrow, because I do post new videos every single day, I will see you guys again tomorrow.